Every time you send a message, watch a video, or make an online payment, your data might be traveling thousands of kilometers under the ocean. That's the crazy part. These cables, Dan T, just appear on the seabed. They are placed there during one of the most complex engineering missions on Earth, and it all starts long before a ship even touches the water. Before a single meter of cable is built, engineers spend months studying the ocean. They use sonar scans, satellite data, and underwater robots to create a detailed map of the seabed. They avoid dangerous zones like underwater volcanoes, areas with strong currents, deep ocean trenches, busy shipping lanes, and places where anchors could drop. The goal is simple: find the safest, most stable path across the ocean, like designing a highway, but in total darkness, underwater. These aren't ordinary wires. Inside each submarine cable are hair-thin glass fibers that carry data using light. Around those fibers are layers of protection, gel to block water, steel wires for strength, copper for power, and thick insulation. Near coastlines, the cable is even more armored because that's where most damage happens. Now comes the star of the mission, a cable-laying vessel. These ships are like floating factories. Inside, you'll find massive tanks holding thousands of kilometers of cable, engineers monitoring tension every second, and navigation systems keeping the ship exactly en route. When the ship begins moving, the cable is slowly released into the sea. But here's the tricky part. The ship must move at the perfect speed. Too fast, the cable could snap. Too slow, it could tangle. It's like threading a needle while sailing across an ocean. Near the shore, danger increases. Fishing boats, anchors, and waves can easily destroy cables. So engineers use sea plows pulled by ships, underwater robots, and divers. These machines dig a trench in the seabed and bury the cable for protection. In some places, it's buried up to 2 meters deep. This is the most expensive and delicate part of the job. Once the cable reaches deep water, sometimes 5,000 meters down, things change. There are no anchors, no fishing nets, no ships. So the cable is simply laid gently on the ocean floor. Down there, it rests in near total darkness, under extreme pressure for 25 years or more. These cables aren't just data lines. They also carry electricity to power signal boosters called repeaters placed every 50 to 100 kilometers. Without them, the signal would fade before reaching another continent. A single project can take years of planning, months of manufacturing, and weeks or months at sea, all for a cable thinner than a garden hose. These cables carry messages, bank transactions, streaming, medical data, and global business. Over 95% of the world's internet traffic flows through these underwater highways. Not satellites, not towers, but cables lying silently on the seabed. The next time you load a video in seconds, remember, your data might have crossed an entire ocean through a fragile glass fiber, laid by ships, buried by robots, resting in the darkest places on Earth. The internet doesn't live in the cloud. It lives at the bottom of the sea.